Welcome to Mr. V Teaching Math. In this session, we're going to take a look at ratios and units. When you're comparing numbers, the units matter. Let me demonstrate what I mean. Bob and Jim are fairly competitive. And Bob says, I've got 400. And Jim says, I've got 5. And Bob's all busy and happy and excited because he's winning. It's not an accurate comparison because Bob has 400 cents and Jim has $5. In order to do an accurate comparison, an accurate ratio, you have to convert so both numbers have the same units. Now, you could convert Bob into dollars, so he now has $4, and then you could do this comparison of $4 to $5. Or you could convert Jim's to cents and go 400 to 500. Both of these are accurate comparisons. Comparison of 400 cents to $5 is not. Let me give you another example. Bob and Jim are going to be competing once again. This time, Bob comes and says, I have 300 of candy. And Jim says, I have 4 of candy. 300 what? For what? Well, what if he had 300 grams of candy and Jim had 400 kilograms of candy? Now, using the metric conversion skills you've learned earlier, you know how to compare these. Now, I could convert this and it'll come out to a decimal, and that would work. But we prefer in ratios if you have whole numbers. So I'm going to convert this. So we're going to take the 300 grams that Bob has and compare it to the 4 million grams that Jim has. Clearly, Jim has more candy and quite probably a much bigger set of cavities. So keep that in mind. When you're doing a comparison of ratios or comparisons and ratios, you must have the units, whenever possible, converted to the same unit. In this case, both of these are grams. Now, one other conversion, just in case any of you forget how to do it, what happens if there are time conversions? Some people forget how to do this. If I have one day, well, there are 24 hours in a day, so I get 24. Now, how many minutes? Well, you got to times by 60. 6 times 4 is 24, carrying 2. And if you wanted seconds, you'd go in times by another 60. So if I had 5 days, I times that by 24, which would give me 120 hours, and I would times that by 60, which would give me a very large number of minutes. Remember that you have to make these conversions as well. So, once again, whenever you are creating ratios, whenever possible, you must convert them to the same units. Now, what happens if you're comparing two things which are not at all possible to convert into the same units? Well, that isn't a ratio. We're going to learn more about that later.